Top 11 facts about the Czech Republic. Located in Central Europe, this landlocked country is full of history and beautiful places. The beautiful Czech Republic is a land of castles and mountains, history and charm. This nation-state in Central Europe is also known by the short name of Czechia since September of 2016 and is a popular destination for tourists from not only all over Europe, but the whole world. Join us in order to discover the most interesting things that have happened in Czech history, facts about the country's culture, and more. Let's dive right in. In this video, we are going to tell you the most interesting facts of the Czech Republic. If you want to see more amazing things like this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now enjoy the video. Number 11. Ice hockey reigns as the king of sports in the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic joined the International Ice Hockey Federation in 1908 and never looked back. The men's national ice hockey team is one of the top-ranking ice hockey teams in the world. The Czech Republic is listed alongside other members of the so-called Big Six in hockey: Russia, Sweden, Canada, Finland, and the USA. Their historical success in ice hockey is a source of national pride to the Czechs, and the sport is perhaps the most popular sport in the country alongside tennis. Since 2012, however, the Czech Republic has only won a bronze at the 2022 IHF World Championship, and we're sure the Czech locals are eager to rise to the top once more. Go to any sports bar to watch the games of the national ice hockey team, and you'll be in for a fun time. Number 10. Mushroom picking is an important part of Czech culture. It might sound unbelievable, but the average Czech family actually picks about 17.6 pounds or 8 kilos of mushrooms every year. Go out to the national parks and forests and don't be surprised if you see a local picking up a mushroom or two. It's totally legal, and mushrooms aren't even taxed. Mushrooms play an important part in Czech cuisine, including smaczine and staple dishes like stews and soups as the meat of the poor. Some Czechs like to wait a day or so after it has rained to go picking. Not all mushrooms are meant to be hunted down. There are 35 kinds of edible mushrooms available in the Czech Republic, but there are poisonous mushrooms in its forests as well, so be careful. Mushrooms such as the porcini, Boletus idilis, and the rybek are among the most popular mushrooms to pick in the Czech Republic, as they are the easiest to find. Number 9. Prague's astronomical clock is cursed, or so the legend says. The astronomical clock of Prague is one of the oldest astronomical clocks still working today. Known for its beauty, this clock has a darker story behind its face, too. The legend goes that the clockmaker Nicholas of Kadaň, after completing the astronomical clock, got lots of offers from other countries to make clocks for them. The council members of Prague heard about this, though, and they really didn't like it. They didn't want anyone else to have a beautiful clock to rival theirs. To ensure that no other clock was made like it, they burned Nicholas's eyes. But Nicholas of Kadaň wanted revenge, and he knew just how to get it. He threw himself into the gears of his own creation, destroying his life and the clock forever. The legend goes that anyone who dares to fix the clock will have their minds broken too. Here's an interesting fact though. The council members' plan didn't actually work. There's actually a replica of the Prague astronomical clock at Castle Praha in Hongdae, South Korea. Number 8. Dissolving Czechoslovakia was uncommonly peaceful. Modern Czechoslovakia was actually created in Pittsburgh, PA by the Pittsburgh Agreement, which created the country in the wake of the dissolution of the Austro-Hungarian Empire after World War I. Much later, Czechoslovakia was peacefully split on December 31st, 1992. Surprisingly, at the time of the split, most citizens in both countries didn't favor it. Only about a third of the people in each country wanted total independence. Most people wanted a type of confederation or a loose association. The amazing thing about what is termed the Velvet Divorce is that one of the few examples of a peaceful split between two countries in the 20th century. Number 7. Czech has been split up and divided many times. A 100-year-old person who spent their entire life in the same village in the Czech Republic may have been a citizen of many different countries, depending on where in the country they lived. The list looks like this: the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, Germany, annexed the Sudetenland, Poland annexed the Zalesy area, the Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia, Nazi-controlled, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Before that, it was also a part of the Holy Roman Empire, the Kingdom of Bohemia and Moravia. Number 6. The country's standard of living is tops. The Czech Republic has the highest standard of living of any former Soviet bloc country. Current per capita GDP is on par with Western European countries like Portugal and Greece. Czech also has the most hospital beds per capita in the EU, the highest rate of secondary education, and the 5th freest press in the world, according to Reporters Without Borders. Per capita GDP in Prague is higher than any other EU country except for Luxembourg. I'm sure I could cut and paste the bit above about beer consumption here too. Number 5. The Czech Republic is the castle capital of the world. Given its location in the center of Europe, armies from all sides always wanted to come through what is today the Czech Republic. As such, they built a lot of castles. Over 2,000 of them remain in the country today, which is the highest density of castles in the world. Prague Castle is also the largest castle in the world by area at over 7 hectares, or 18 acres. Number 4. You've heard of many famous Czechs. At first blush, you may not think that you've ever known someone from the Czech Republic, but while that might be true, you've probably heard of and admired at least some of them. The most famous Czechs you may have heard of include NHL players Jaromír Jágr and Dominik Hasek, Oscar-winning director Milos Forman, Ivana Trump, supermodel Petra Nemcová, tennis greats Martina Navratilova and Ivan Lendl, composer Antonin Dvořák, writer Franz Kafka, and early geneticist Gregor Mendel. Best of all, the polka tune Roll Out the Barrels, played during the 7th-inning stretch at every Milwaukee Brewer game, was created by a Czech, Jaroslav Vejvoda. Number 3. It's the #1 beer drinking country in the world. The Czechs drink more beer per capita than anyone else in the world, consuming on average 43 gallons or 160 liters per person per year. The original Budweiser can be found in the Czech Republic. The Czech city of Pilsen is the home of Pilsner. Former Czech President Václav Havel used to take visiting heads of state to local pubs to have a beer. Beer is known to have been brewed in the Czech Republic since 993 AD. Number 2. The Czech Republic is west of the West. During the Cold War, Czechoslovakia was considered part of Eastern Europe. However, Prague is actually further west than Vienna, Austria, which is considered part of Western Europe. Historically speaking, the Czech Republic should be considered part of Central Europe rather than Orthodox Eastern Europe. Historically, the borders of the modern-day Czech state were similar to that of what was Bohemia and Moravia. The Czech language used to be known as Bohemian as early as the 19th century. Number 1. Prague is the defenestration capital of the world. If you're like me, you probably love a good defenestration. 2 of the most famous defenestrations in world history both occurred in Prague. The first defenestration occurred in July 30th, 1419, when 7 members of the Prague City Council were thrown out the window by a mob led by a priest demanding the release of several prisoners. When the city council didn't give in to their demands, the mob stormed the city hall in Charles Square and threw 7 people out the window, where they were subsequently killed. The second deforestation took place on May 23, 1618, when a group of Protestants threw 3 Catholic representatives of the emperor out of a 3rd-story window in Prague Castle. All of the defenestrated survived the fall by landing in a pile of horse manure. One of the victims, Philip Fabricius, who was a secretary to one of the imperial regents, was later given the title the Baron of Highfall. There have been other less noteworthy defenestations in Prague over the years as well, but given the 2 high-profile ones they already have, this is one of those instances where fact is stranger than fiction. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video with more information.